It is pretty frosty this morning, guys. I haven't checked the plants. I'm gonna bring you with me so we can see what made it and what didn't. I'm a little bit nervous to see. It might be an epic fail. We might have some success. So let's go check it out. Before we find out what plants I killed in the garden by jumping the gun with the fake spring, I want to give you some encouraging words. Let's think about our mindset when it comes to gardening. Yes, we want our gardens to do well, and yes, we want to feed our families with our gardens. But I want you to take every negative and turn it into a learning experience. It takes master gardeners years and intense studies to become master gardeners. So why do we think that we're going to learn it in a year? I've been trying to grow cabbages for 3 years. And when I first started gardening as an adult, I was following gardeners that had perfect gardens. Everything grew every time, no problems. Every pest control method worked, and it was so discouraging when my cabbages didn't grow heads. Now this year, I planted a bunch of cabbages, and I was hoping to get at least one successful head. But at the end of the day, if I planted too early and all of my cabbages die, I can buy some starts. And if that doesn't work, I can go to the farmer's market and I can support somebody who is successfully growing cabbages. So I hope that after that little pep talk, you're ready to check out and see what is still alive in the garden. Let's go. All right, we've got a good start. These cabbages look great. They are looking fantastic. That one has a little bit of pest eating it, but they look great. That's an encouraging first start to our uncover. Crazy little side note, I was going back through my gardening journal from last year, and my green onions last year were not flowering until May, and they're starting to flower in March this year. So maybe it's not just me. The weather is really crazy this year. All right, we're gonna go check on our chicks next and get them some breakfast. See how they're doing. I left the heat plate on for the last 3 nights, and I just left it on during the day so they could be there if they wanted, or they could walk away if they didn't want to. They are hungry. They're ready, Ellie. The chicks are all doing fine. They are about 12 weeks old now. I'll have to double check my calendar. I ended up keeping 6 pullets and 1 cockerel. The chickens in the tractor, I just had these comforters that I would pull up during the daytime, put down at night. Try to just keep a little bit of the warmth in there for them, and they wouldn't get the breeze. They all look good. Hi, ladies. Don't let them out, please. They all look good. We're gonna get everybody some fresh food and water. Blossoms are looking good. Now we just have to get them pollinated. Oh yeah, we still have blossoms. They did not get frosted off this time. I'm so excited for blueberries. It tastes so much better than store-bought blueberries. All right, let's check on the greenhouse. All of these plants I took inside on the night that it got down to 27. These ones I left outside because I got tired and I didn't bring them all in. They're fine. They're absolutely fine. Even though my greenhouse is not sealed, you can see there's a gap right there. The air can come in. That's not sealed. And they did fine in the greenhouse. Even with it getting down to 27 outside, the asparagus is fine. The lettuce is fine. So it needs some water. But they are not hurt from the freeze, which is great, which tells me that I can leave my stuff in the greenhouse, cold hardy stuff so far, and know that it's going to be fine. The stuff that is not cold hardy, I had to take inside because the days where it wasn't getting above like 40, they were showing some damage. So like my jalapenos and my basils, I can bring those back out now because the 10-day forecast, I think the lowest predicted right now is 39 degrees 10 days from today. So I think we'll be fine to bring some of the warm weather stuff out to the greenhouse. He's happy to be outside. Mom isn't looking too bad. I think it's gonna be fine. That's exciting. I'm glad it made it through. All right, now this is the real moment of truth. We're gonna see how the broccoli and cabbages did in the front garden. So far, not too bad. These ones had jugs over them and the lights in between keeping them warm and a blanket over top. All right, let's check some of the red cabbages next. Oh, that one looks amazing. That's a good start. Ooh, so far so good. The first few cabbages are looking great. Very happy with that. I'm more concerned about the ones at the end of the row that had the least amount of coverage. The rest of the ones down through here are real hit or miss. I just simply did not have enough covers for everything that I had planted, and some of these are definitely not gonna make it, or if they do make it, there's no way they're going to recover enough to form a head before the heat, so it's better to just pull them out. My options are to be happy with the ones that I have that look good, like this one, or I can buy some starts to put in to replace these from the farm store, or I can just try again in the fall. Gets me every time though. This is my third year trying to grow cabbages, and they always say cabbages are cold hardy, they can handle a frost and a freeze. Well, maybe not. I think that's one of the things that's really hard about gardening too, is you have to become an expert on your land, your lifestyle, the way that you're doing things, because stuff might work for one gardener and stuff might not work for another gardener. So you really have to become an expert at your own gardening thing. Broccoli is the same deal. The stuff that was covered really well looks fine. It's going to recover fine, and we should still have some broccoli from it. Now, some of the stuff that was not covered very well and was exposed more is not probably going to recover, and it's probably more likely to pull it out than it is that you're going to get anything from it. So here's what I'm going to note in my journal for next year. If I am going to plant out before our last frost date, I only will plant out as much as I can cover. So I only have enough covers for 1 row, so I'm not going to plant out 3 rows and then lose all of this by chance. And also, I'm going to note that the stuff in the greenhouse is doing fine. I was worried that by not planting it out, it was going to suffer and be root bound in the pots. And they are a little bit root bound, but they actually look better than the stuff that got frosted. So I think it's really a choice of which one do you want to do. Carry it out of the greenhouse when it's too hot, or cover it up when it's too cold. Because this week they're predicting that Friday is going to be 80 degrees, and it was 27 yesterday morning. So that is a big swing in temperature. So I'm gonna get to work on cleaning all this stuff up and putting it away, because I don't see us needing it again anytime soon. I will keep watching the forecast with the dew point and temperatures to see if it's going to frost, but otherwise I think we're doing pretty good. I'm gonna start getting tomatoes separated and peppers separated and out to the greenhouse, and potatoes. So potatoes on my chart says it can start going in the ground March 15th, but the temperature was horrible, so I have waited to put the potatoes in the ground. But I think we're safe now, so we're gonna get started on potatoes as soon as I get all this stuff cleaned up. So thanks for hanging out. Let me know how your plants did with the freezes and if you have snow, and I'll see you next time.